Is the hypebeast era of sneakers finally coming to an end?
And why does it feel like the top brands are running out of ideas?
Ronnie Fieg teases his next ASICS collaboration, and is it time for Drake and Nocta to go back to the drawing board?
All that and more on today's episode of the Beyond Kicks podcast.
So I have to start this off by saying that you were totally right last week on the Off-White Jordan 1 Canaries. Apparently they're not releasing in 2025. So
how did I know?
I know it's kind of a bummer, but at the same time, you know, just let it rest. Let it rest at this point.
I had a feeling. It was simply because this has happened before, and I just had an inkling that we were going to do the exact same thing once again, and they just were not going to try. But
at this point, it's hard to get too excited about really any leak news at this point, because you just never know, and it's all ending up to be the same.
And like there is sample pairs of those that have been floating around, but until I see like official drop stuff in hand, like from you, from Private Selection, like multiple pairs out there, like just don't believe it. So
It's
I don't
tough.
know. I wasn't getting too excited about it because I kind of knew, but
That's fair. That's fair. So how's life treating you? How's the new puppy keeping you up at night?
yeah, keeping us up at night, that's for sure. Yep. 9 weeks old, 10 weeks old, in there. Very energetic, very playful with Kirk.
That's good. They get along at least. Like,
yeah, I mean,
that's all you can ask for.
Kirk still is figuring it out. He wants to play with it like it's a big dog.
Yeah.
And then Cosmo, the little puppy, is like just pissed off, so it just like tries to bite everything because it's still teething. It's still
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you're like really biting me, and then they like get into it, and it's like Kirk's just on edge because we have a dog in the house, and it's like his space. So
yeah,
it's a process, but
he'll get used to it.
Yeah, I think every day it gets a little easier. So
that's true, dude. I have to say, your video you posted, was it yesterday or the day before, of the Ebike update? I really enjoyed that. All the different shots of you talking in different positions. I was like, this is enjoyable. I like it. I need to see more content on it.
Yeah, I actually filmed that like 2 weeks ago, and it's been sitting in the drafts, and I was kind of waiting for the right time just to dump it. And my connect at Async has actually left the company, so I'm like trying to get back in contact with them because I know they have a new bike coming out, and they haven't done any social things in the last couple of months. So
interesting.
Like, what's the state of the company? And
yeah, why not?
Bike I have, I love it. I've been riding it all summer. So,
dude, I would be too, especially if I had the space for it. Like, that's the one thing. I really want one, but where the hell am I going to put it? You know, you kind of have to have.
That's what I did for the first.
Exactly. It's like, it's tough, and that would it'd take up way too much space. That's why I want a skateboard or a one wheel.
Like
I don't know,
a one wheel or something.
Yeah, I see them, dude. They're all around. Even where I am, I see one wheelers going up the hills, and I'm like, interesting choice. Yeah. But it's crazy. So, outside of that, what projects you've been working on this week? What's been new?
What has been new? I finally cleaned this room up a little bit. We put our old queen mattress in here because
boo,
at night.
Keep it up on the wall.
Shifts every other night so far. So cleaned it up a little bit for the podcast, but just same old. I just checked out the Jordan 4 White Thunders. I posted a video on those right before we hopped on here. Pretty cool pair. I'm not a big nubuck Jordan 4 person, but they're pretty clean.
That's fair.
I don't know. You know me, I'm always buying like random stuff.
Oh yeah. So, any new samples?
Oh yeah, there always is. I got 2 pairs from my buddy Travis.
Okay.
I don't have it sitting here, but I bought a pair of Gatorade 6s.
Nice.
Full sample with the sample tag and
interesting.
Dead stock, which is pretty cool. And then the Converse Jordan 2 pack. I got a pair of the Jordan 2s with full sample, everything, not for resale tag, with the box tag and everything. So pretty cool pair there.
I didn't even know that was a thing. That's cool.
Yeah, well, I actually had the pack, and
Yeah.
then I just sold when I sold a bunch of shoes. But yeah, it's a pretty cool deal there. And then like an hour and a half ago, I bought another pair.
Nice.
The 1982 Nike Field Generals,
Oh,
brand
that's
new
gonna be a
pair.
cool pair. Yeah,
Yeah, so I got to get another pair to like compare them to the originals. So I was like,
for
oh, this
sure.
could be like a cool little video. So it's a size 13 and a half dead stock white pair with box from
Oh, that's
1982. So it's
sick.
40 years old.
Yeah.
Um, I bought them for 120 bucks. So I was like, that's
Why not, dude? There's a
yeah. I mean, I
ton
just
of field generals like sitting on different boutique websites as well. I was diving into like Social Status and a few other boutiques just to sort of see what their inventory was like, because that's something that
Mhm.
I just don't do super often, and I need to do it more because, dude, you're diving through there and there's everything like that is
Oh
released
yeah,
in the past
100%.
just sitting there. And I was like, what the hell? I almost bought and I may buy them tonight. I don't know. It's like the new LD whatever 1000 waffles that Stussy just did, the Volt Green
I
pair.
like those.
They had
Yep, I
my
like those.
size just sitting on Social Status, a few others, and I was like,
Really
for I mean like $100 or whatever. I'm like, maybe, maybe.
deal.
Yeah, tons of New Balances I wanted, but I'm not spending $240 on the ones I want. So I'm like, I'll hold
Yeah,
off. I'll hold off. Still trying to downsize. I still got to post pairs that I'm trying to get rid of. Just been lazy. But
haven't posted anything on eBay recently.
not super recently. I kind of just bulk posted 25 pairs, like I guess a month or two ago. And majority of them I think have sold through. I think I'm down to 8 right now, and I just sold 2 more pairs yesterday that I shipped out, which was awesome because everything that's
Mhm.
left is just kind of one-off random shoes where it's like no one's probably
Yep.
really looking for them, but they're all very reasonably priced. So I think
Yeah.
one pair sold for like $50, the other was like 100, and I'm like, just get them out of here, get them out of here. So
Yeah, that's all. I mean, I just had somebody locally, shout out MN Reselling. My buddy Trevor just came and
mhm.
bought 80 pairs. I was like, I just need somebody to come in person. We can
Yeah,
go pair by pair. I'll give you
that's the way to
a
do
hell of
it.
a deal on a lot of them and just get them out of here because I'm running out of space and I'm already running out of space again. There's just a
Well,
lot of stuff.
especially with your
So,
deal with Champs, dude. It's like I don't know how many pairs they send you a week, but it seems like a lot. I mean, like if you're getting just 2 or 3 pairs a week, like
well,
where
it's funny
it's a
because
lot,
like
dude.
all those I keep.
Yeah,
Like, I don't know if I've sold. I think the only pair that I've sold was the Jordan 6 Orchids.
that makes sense.
Otherwise,
Okay.
like all of them I keep. So like this month, I'll tell you what I got. So like, got a spreadsheet now on what I'm doing. So like the Jordan
Nice.
4 White Thunder was one of them.
Uh-huh.
And I got to put clothing in the videos, and there's stipulations with it and stuff. But it's truly a win-win for both parties, and I like working with them. So I got the Anthony Edwards murals, the Indigos that came. Um, Midnight Metallic Gold Jordan 1s, Jordan 11 Low Diffuse Blues, and then the new Jordan 3 coming out. Post a video about that probably next week. And then there's quite a few next month. I think looks like there's about 10 pairs. So, yeah, I mean,
That's crazy.
10 pairs a month, let's say. It's a
Yeah.
lot, which helps with the content.
Oh,
It's
it
just I got to
definitely
find a way
does.
to cycle it in and not have just all that stuff. So, I mean, I have
Mhm.
wear tests coming up. I got the cleats with that Bailey's been doing. We got more. I got another video of those I got to put out still of when I went and delivered them at the stadium.
Yeah.
There's just different stuff to manage. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's hard, especially with a lot going on, but
Yeah. And then yesterday, I just agreed to continue running all the Blazonary stuff for the next 3 months. So, locked in there, going to Dallas this weekend. And
hey.
then announcement, we haven't really posted about it yet, but we will be going to Sneaker Expo.
Yeah. I was thinking about that today. I was like, when I was typing up the podcast notes, I was like, we haven't even really said anything about that. But yeah, so we'll be
No, I
at
mean, we were waiting for stuff to get booked, and you don't really know
exactly.
until it's
And they're
booked. So,
supposed to give us like some flyers or whatever to post as well. But
Mhm.
yeah, Sneaker Expo. Anaheim,
Yep.
end of the month. I think it's the 31st and the 1st or something like that. So should be fun. We'll be doing the podcast on stage, interviewing people.
This is like the first big break we've gotten for the podcast, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, that should be fun. I'm sure there's going to be some kinks that we'll have to iron out, but I'm looking forward to it. Am I nervous? No, not at all. Maybe a little bit, but I'm sitting here. I was thinking the other day, I was like, what am I even going to wear? So I have to be up on stage, which is weird. I don't know. Figure something out, dude.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, just like, I'll have to call you, but we got to get another mic. We got to figure the setup and stuff.
Yeah.
I know they're going to have a banner. We're going to be interviewing 2 different people both days. We're going to have an hour-long episode. If you're going to be at Sneaker Expo, pull up. I'm also doing a hat drop on August 30th, so the Friday. And if you come up to the podcast and say hi at Sneaker Expo, I'm going to be giving some away from the past drop. So
let's go.
I'll only bring like 5 of them, keep them exclusive because the last drop sold out in like 15 minutes. But yeah, if you enjoy the podcast and you're listening to this right now, and you come up to me and you mention this podcast episode and say, hey, I listened to that podcast episode that you said you were going to give hats away.
Give me a hat.
Okay, here you go. Pick a color. So I'm excited.
I like that.
It'll be fun.
I like that a lot.
What's new with you?
Early stuff. What have I been up to? Early stuff. I have some good stuff.
I like
actually.
that Jumpman video you did.
The Jumpman video. Which one's that?
That you were like, I know I've been dogging on these recently, but I actually like this colorway.
Oh yeah. They are. I don't know. A lot of people didn't even like them from the video, but I'm like, they're actually kind of cool. I may have another Travis Scott sneaker that I like more though. It's not these, but these are the, what are they called? Velvet Brown Jordan 1 Low Travis Scott. Pretty basic. It's like the Black Phantom sort of deal, but like waxed, suede all over. Nice quality leather swoosh. Not much else to say about them, but it's one of those shoes that I'm like, I'd rock them. Nothing wrong with them. Not too loud. And then I got these finally. The Field Jacks or the Sharkadon, which the name is still weird. It's like the Travis Scott Nike Air Trail Jacks. And I'm like,
yeah, it's a weird one.
It doesn't make much sense. But one thing that's even weirder, because everyone thought they were called the Sharkadon. And this colorway I have, I think it's called just the light brown, by the way. It's nothing too crazy. Brown on the midsole, white leather upper, some cream, almost like Flynet-like mesh material over this other sort of hemp material. But so everyone was calling them the Sharkadon. And even on the inside, it says shark. And then I noticed when I was looking at them, I haven't seen anybody talk about it, but on the like outer side of the shoe, there's like an actual shark, like right here. That's like kind of, it's kind of hard to tell, but it has like the eyeball, the teeth. I'll try and showcase it a little bit more in the video, but I was like, okay. And I don't know if you notice this too, but even on the pull tab, it says Nike Air Zoom Spiridon, which is the shoe it's based off of. So I'm like, another weird thing. And then these outsole pods actually have air in them, which is another fun little fact.
I have a pair of those. I haven't watched a video of this.
I watched multiple reviews and no one mentioned any of that stuff. So like this sort of plasticky baseboard that's on the outsole, it's kind of similar to like the Air Max or the Vapor Max. How it's like all sort of that plastic base with the air bubbles that are separated. And this sort of has the same technology, but it's really interesting. This one's like a size 8.5. I tried them on and they're almost a perfect fit, which is weird. So I'm assuming go down like half a size because that's a full size down for me. And it was fine.
I haven't tried my pair on yet, so I don't know.
Is yours your size? You got an 11 or what'd you get?
Size 11. Yeah.
No.
10.5, 11 depends on the shoe, but
I'm curious. I feel like you might have to get a 10.5, but yeah, super cool shoe. This honestly, if it was a different colorway, might end up being my favorite Travis Scott sneaker just because it's different. It's not, I don't know. I like this runner style. So it's a little bit more me.
It's more you for sure.
For sure. And now that I'm like having these in hand and looking at the all white pair that like you have, I'm like, wait, do I really want that pair now? Because that's
premium materials.
I know, because even the leather on that is sick. And surprisingly, got the boxes to both of the pairs too. So yay.
The boxes are cool though.
Finally a box. But yeah, outside of those, I got them in yesterday, took the photos last night, got to write the scripts and take all the B-roll shots probably tonight and tomorrow, do all that fun stuff. Who did we go? What did I do this week? We went to a concert the other night, last minute.
Luke Bryan?
Luke Bryan, that's who it was. I'm not like...
I saw him last year up in
really?
Minnesota.
We go to so many random country concerts. Anna's really big into country. I'm not the biggest. I just am not up to date on it. So it was like 15 minutes before the concert started. And she was like, yo, you want to walk down to the stadium and see Luke Bryan? And I'm like, yeah, let's do it. What songs does he do again? And she listed off a few, and I was like, oh yeah, okay, let's do that. So
he's one of the big ones.
he definitely is. He's one of those that I'm like, I've known his name for, I don't even know how long. I mean, I'm from North Georgia. I know it all, but I just don't keep up with it. But super fun concert, great view. That was tight. We're seeing Green Day, I think next week, or I think it's next week.
Target Field in Minnesota like last week.
Really? Dude, I'm so excited. This will be my like third time seeing Green Day in like 2 years. So
that's fun.
Living out my childhood punk rock dreams and just seeing them as much as I can. Outside of that, I did a little Q&A story like 2 or 3 days ago just to kind of start building the relationship with the people that support me and watch my content, and sort of have a little just Q&A segment every few days where I put a video together with like 3 or 4 questions, answer them. And, you know, just, I don't know. It's kind of, I wouldn't say it's like giving back, but in a way it's sort of like providing value in a different way and just answering people's questions. A lot of them were like, oh, is this sneaker cool? Is this sneaker cool? Is this sneaker cool? So I got to figure out a way to sort of go about that, maybe just do a speed run sort of deal. But that video did very well, and I have 2 others banked that I'm probably going to post tomorrow and the next day. So that's a little fun just content that I can do.
Yeah, I saw that. I like that that format. It worked. It seemed like it worked well. I mean, you said the video did good, but I watched the whole thing. Like, must have worked.
It's one of those, like, that's how I know, because like your bike video too, watch the whole thing. Like if it's just something different about the video, I'm fully engaged. And with that, it's like every question's different. So it's like
we're always reviewing shoes, and it's like it's the same stuff, and it's like I don't need to watch every other person's review on shoes.
Exactly.
Like some shoes that you do, like I'm not watching the videos, and I know that's the same with me. But it's like if it's a different thing like that, or the vlogs I really liked, or if it's like a shoe that I'm really interested on, like the colorway of the Jumpmans the other day, like I watched that one because you talked about like that review and how it's going to be different. So yeah, I mean, it's just
it's hard when it's only sneakers, because same. When I see other people I follow post either the same sneaker review or a different color of something else, I'm like, okay, like
it's just
I know it. I already know what this whole shtick is, but
yeah, there's no reason to watch it.
Yeah. Outside of that, I think there's a package from ASICS coming in tomorrow. Just some random like GR stuff that I wanted to check out, but pretty chill rest of the week. Might go up to the mountains tomorrow and do some hiking. We'll see. I hope so.
What are you wearing for that?
Dude, that's a good question. Probably the ACGs, man. These ACG Mountain Fly 2s, I haven't worn them yet, and I've been really wanting to because they're just cool, and I love this colorway. So why not, right? I got to put them on the ground so I remember to take them tomorrow. Boom. Well, let's dive into some of this today. This I kind of wanted to just start off with this question because it's one of the questions that one of my followers sent me that I was thinking I may do in a Q&A video, but I thought it'd be kind of an interesting topic to talk about. And is the HypeBeast era of sneakers dying off? It's a hard question to really have like a firm answer on because in ways I think for sure it has. We haven't seen anything that sort of had the staying power as like the HypeBeast 2016 to 2019 era of like hard-hitting Travis Scott, Off-White, all this other stuff. And it's kind of all been diluted over the past few years. Like if you want an Off-White Nike sneaker, there's tons. Same with Travis Scott. Like it's all kind of all over the place now. But what do you think? I'm just kind of curious. I was trying to type up my thoughts for the video, and I was like, I would love to just talk to Charlie about this. What does he think?
I mean, it's tough to say because it's so cyclical.
Yeah.
Like stuff comes and goes. And I don't even know if I pronounced that word right, but
sounded good.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's one of those things where stuff comes and goes. Like I think back of like Nike SBs, and I know you referenced this in your Q&A video, but like Nike SBs, like it's kind of one of the shoes that I think of where they were going for like, you think of like the Paris SBs and the stuff that was super expensive. Like you could get them for $2-3 grand. Like what the Dunks you could get for like $1,500 and now they're 10 grand.
Yeah.
And they go up and down and up and down. And it's kind of like a stock chart where over time they go up, but it's just not like, you can't really predict like the short-term up and downs. And that's the same with like fashion, I think, in a sense. And like Jordan 1's like stuff goes up. It was during COVID, stuff went up and up and up and up and up in price and everything dropped. It was going for $300. Like Jordan 1 random stuff, really bad colorways were $300 because that was just the time. And now it's like you can get them for,
which is crazy. It's crazy thinking back to that.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's with time where you think back of like the original Yeezys when those were like $1,500, or you think of like Nike Roshis when those were super expensive and now they're not. And like what's expensive now is like the crazy ASICS collabs and the New Balance collabs and just different stuff. I feel like we're in that era of alternative footwear, which is kind of like the purgatory of the retros and the HypeBeast stuff in my mind, where that stuff, when that really pops off, then everyone's like, oh, sneakers are going crazy. But in between those sections are the little pockets, like the Roshis, the ASICS and New Balance that we're in right now, and just the different type of footwear. Like Mischief has definitely helped with that too, and just like bringing back all the Nike Shox and the original Waffles and the Field Generals, and just like trying to find something that works. I think for the time being, that's pretty dead, unless your name's Travis Scott and you release a Jordan 1 low. Otherwise, I think we're just kind of in the in-between period where 3-4 years from now, I don't think these ASICs that are going for $300, I think those are retail, under retail. I don't think that they're going for anything, and it's going to switch back to a different shoe and a different model. It will be the current hype model. So I just, it's a good time to buy that stuff because you can actually afford it now. But I think like the Jordan 1 High 85 metallic red, that's a $500 shoe in 5 to 6 years.
Probably.
No question.
Yeah. So I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. It's just, we're in such a cool spot, and I feel like we're in this new era of almost individuality because we came off this it's such like a long strut of like Jordan 1 Dunk, Jordan 4, and like that's really it. And now everyone's sort of finally branching off, and you have these, like you said, little pockets of people that are like, I'm a Nike fan. I like all the Nike stuff. I like ASICS. I like New Balance, Adidas, Saucony, XYZ, whatever it is. But it's just cool to see people finally branch off and find new brands, because there's so many Jordan heads that I know that are now like super, super into Saucony. And it's like, oh, that's weird. That's kind of a left turn, but now they're super fanboys of that. GRs are becoming honestly more popular than like crazy collaborations, at least from what I'm seeing. Like a few years ago, every time I went to the Battery or out about in Atlanta, it was collaboration, collaboration, all you ever saw. And now I'm just seeing random GRs and I'm like, oh, okay, okay, I see you. And those are the sneakers that kind of turn my head more. If I see a random collab now, I'm like, okay, yeah, I've seen that before. It's kind of everywhere, but I don't know. I'm just a huge GR boy now. It's kind of my favorite thing.
Yeah,
But
same. Yeah. No, I couldn't agree more. I think it's just cyclical.
yeah,
It's just there's
cyclical.
ups and downs and trends, and I just think right now it's the storytelling and the colorway is the big factor in the model.
Facts.
It's a popping model like the 1906
True.
or some of the other ones we're going to be talking about, like the where did that post go? I mean, the AE1s have been super popular.
Yeah,
The Kayano 12.1s like looks like a really cool colorway. Like
I
there's
agree.
just different stuff. So
Oh, about the AE1. So we brought this up last week, but we never actually addressed it. And I realized this when we stopped recording. So we said, is the AE1 going to get dethroned as sneaker of the year? And you had a pair in mind that you feel may possibly be a contender to dethrone the AE1. Do you want to talk about it? Because you now have one pair, two pairs, five pairs.
more pair. Two, three, technically five pairs.
What have you
Yeah, I don't know
done?
what happened. I just kind of went crazy.
That's wild.
So the pair I'm talking about, sorry for everyone listening that we did not cover that last week. Jordan 4 RM. The
Yeah.
Ram on the driveway in particular. Because there's two different Jordan 4 RMs. Interesting because I don't think a lot of people are thinking that this is like a heat shoe. We just had these two drop today.
Yeah.
$100, $140.
Dang, I didn't know they were that low. Yeah, the black and light bone one, that one's still sitting on sneakers in my size. I was looking earlier.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about how I kind of want to get a pair in just to compare them. But
Yeah.
the only reason I said this is because anything Nigel touches right now is like gold. The green pair in particular, I think I've told the story about how I bought a pair and they got canceled and how they're going for double. Lowest ask, size 11, StockX, $593 for the green pair.
That's nuts.
Let's get into
My size is only 380, so
get into the what do you call it?
I don't know.
The market data. Let me just log into StockX.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where they're
But
just
like,
going up in price so much, and it's like ridiculous how expensive they're going up.
But they were like impossible to get for retail though. That's the other thing. Like they didn't really have many from what I saw, and maybe they did a few scattered releases. I mean, I know the gray pair, they did some like Foot Locker activations, which was sick, and that's why the price is so low. But yeah, only 11 left in a size 11. That's
11
insane.
pairs for a size 11. And maybe that's part of the fact. 10 for 11 and a half, 14 for 12, 4 for 12 and a half. It's typically
that's a hard size. Yeah.
And then the gray pair, $250. I mean, not as much, but climbing.
That's kind of crazy.
Pair was like $100 when they first dropped. So it's I don't know. I'm maybe revoking my opinion a little bit just because there's not a lot of data behind it, but I think it's definitely going to be a top 10 pair for the year.
In my opinion, it's top 5. Like, there hasn't really been much.
I'll adjust my opinion when I'm done with the wear test. I'm still waiting on the wear test pair to come in. When I wear them for 30 days, I will update you on that. But
yeah,
they're nice and they look real good with white laces.
Oh, yeah, I can imagine. I didn't even think about putting white laces in those, but that would be good. That's a cool shoe. I still want them, but it's too much. Too much. I may get the gray pair though.
Great pair's clean.
Yeah.
All right. Let's talk about some drops and stuff. This kind of feeds into your HypeBeast era.
Yeah.
Bape, big HypeBeast. Bape and Supreme were the HypeBeast, most HypeBeast thing ever. They're collabing with Adidas on the Dame 9. Their classic Bape print.
It's kind of a good looking shoe, though. It's not the worst Bape.
It's not my favorite.
It's not my favorite either, but as far as Bape collabs go, they're always kind of, I don't know, off-putting to me. This is a little more tame. I feel like this could be rocked casually. But
I think the Bape print is so cringy, and I've always thought that, and I can never get it out of my mind. I've never once been like, that's cool. I've always thought of it as like nerdy and weird looking and like Walmart print. Like, I don't know.
Mm-hmm. So, I do agree with you on that. It's just, it's not my favorite.
These, really.
It's just a very interesting collaboration to sort of come out of the blue with. It's like, oh, okay. I do want to see more, not even really collaborations on this model. I just want to see more unique colorways because I feel like the silhouette as a whole has so much opportunity and potential. Like those 3 stripes on the side look sick. The midsole is definitely like there's something there that can make this look cool, like with all the different segments and how it's sort of blocked off. You can do a lot with it. So I'm curious to see what they do later on down the road. But yeah, Bape Dame 9, fine. They're okay. Red and a camo pair. Not bad.
I like the red pair more. It's Iron Man themed.
Yeah. Those are solid. Definitely.
Jae Tips. The to-do list collection is releasing in NYC on August 23rd.
The day you're listening to this. So if you're not in NYC, that's what I didn't understand about this. If it's like only an NYC exclusive release to who was it? Billionaire Boys Club?
Billionaire Boys Club on 7 Mercer Street. 4 pairs will be available, including 2 colorways, the Pro Grid Omni 9s and the corresponding colorways in the kid shoes.
I'm sure they'll do an actual general release at some point, but
official release has been announced for Friday, August 23rd.
Okay. So, solid. I still I know we've talked about these before, I think like right when they got leaked, but I don't know. I really want to like these because I like Jae Tips as a dude. Like I've watched a few of his interviews, seems like a great dude, but I don't know. Just the colors don't really speak to me. A little too loud.
Not my favorite. I mean, a lot of materials, a lot of stuff going on. I'm not personally a colorful guy.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Shrug.
But for those that like bold colorways, this is literally.
He's got a cult following now, and it's it's awesome to see. So I do like that. I'm curious to see what he comes out with like in the next few years once he sort of moves on from this sort of color palette that he's been using. Because really, I mean, like the last, 3-4 sneakers he's done with Saucony, I don't know how many he's done to be exact, but they're all pretty similar color palette, sort of like pastel, pink, blue, green. I like it, but it's just not for me.
I agree. This one was pretty cool. I like kind of random stuff like this. This is kind of what I was talking about with storytelling. NOCTA Hot Step 2. And I know you got some thoughts on this one too. But Tropic Yellow, Banana Yellow, super bright. I've gotten this pair in, not the yellow pair, but I've gotten this model in. Very nice materials, very high quality made. It is $200. It is expensive. The colors are super vibrant whenever they do them. They did a little promotion I don't know if anyone remembers, but there was a piece of artwork a couple of years ago that was just a banana duct taped to a sheet of paper, and it was hung in an art gallery, and it was like a huge deal. And it was like, oh, what is this? No, they did that as the promotional image, which I think's pretty funny. And then they also did a little pop up where if you bought a pair of bananas at this store, it was like NOCTA themed. You got entered into the raffle for this pair. So I don't think they're even going to sell out. Maybe they will, but overall, it's a cool. I like it. I don't mind it.
I agree. I mean, I love the promo they did with the duct tape on the wall. That I thought was pretty creative. And this didn't even come to mind until I watched Bima Williams's video on this on Instagram, where he was talking about the comparison to the Aimé New Balance pair, which was also banana themed, like just straight up banana themed. And the just campaign as a whole was very similar to this. And he was like, Drake, what, you have everything at your disposal with Nike. Why are you just doing bananas? Like, there's so much more you could do. And he's just going on about how Drake isn't really like the sneaker guy, and he's just sort of taking up real estate in the sneaker game from people that are actually sneaker people or in the fashion industry. It's like, you can kind of tell Drake doesn't really care about sneakers at the end of the day. It's just kind of like, oh yeah, here's a Nike deal. For the longest time, he didn't even really have a shoe. They just were random PEs with snakeskin essentially on them. But yeah, that's Bima's sort of take on it, and I sort of agree on most of it. But I'm also like, I mean, I don't know. I don't know how much Drake really cares about shoes at the end of the day. It's kind of just hard for me to get behind like a star or celebrity of like that caliber when they're making a shoe. I'm like, does he even really care about this? Because I don't know. I like wearing sneakers where it's like you can tell the person that made this really cares about every single detail, like random collaborations that we talk about all the time. Like, you can see the love put into it, and this is just kind of like a cash grab at the end of the day, but the campaign's cool. I like it.
Yeah, no, I mean, you can just toss that into the HypeBeast era. I mean, we're looking for more than just slapping a name on the shoe. So
this one's yellow. It's banana.
I like the shoe. I'm not going to lie. When I got him in, I was way more impressed with him. I want to get another pair just to rock. Maybe
the shoe is cool, though.
Get a yellow pair. I just, like, this model alone, I think is super slept on. The other stuff, the grids and just the other stuff, I don't know. But this model I like. So
I want to try them.
There could be more done with it, but solid, bold colorways and then having something behind it. I didn't really even know about the Minis, so
yeah.
I guess it's another one of those cases where
it's like the LeBron with the grandma's
like,
couch.
I wonder if they're actually aware of it or if it's just a coincidence.
I don't know. Coincidence? I think not. What do we know?
Feel free to talk about this one here. I don't know anything about it. It looks sick, though.
Yeah, this one just came up when I was looking through Nice Kicks. So this is an ASICS GEL-Kahana TR V4. It's a silhouette that I've never heard of, or maybe I'm just not aware of it, and I missed it. But it's a collaboration with Trouble Smile, who is looks to be a soccer player, something along those lines. It's just an interesting sort of collab. I like the way it looks, but it just really reminds me of the Salehi Bembury flame or lava pair. Let me pull them down. Like, if you go back to the shoe, it's very, very similar. Got the silver overlays and sort of the gradient yellow to red towards the heel. The ASICS pair has actual flames though, so it is a little different. But I mean, if you had these side by side, kind of very similar. So if you want the New Balance pair, you could probably get the ASICS for a lot cheaper because these are taxed right now. But kind of a cool shoe. I don't mind it. I just don't like the very pronounced flames. It's not my favorite look, but I also like the bungee rope laces. I think that's a cool feature that I kind of wish every sneaker came with a pair of bungee laces, because my Up There New Balance pair came with a set and I love them, but the way they lay on the shoe is kind of weird. So I don't know. These aren't bad though. I would rock.
These are sick. I'm a fan of it. There's something like, I don't know, maybe it's just being in the Midwest or something, but there's like levels of shoe designs, and when they look like too corny that they're cool, this is one of them that's so like classic hot rod flames, like super metallic. It looks like a kid shoe almost. It's so corny that it's cool. And that's just kind of what I'm thinking with it, where it's like I'm really loving the metallic hits recently. I love that on these models. The flame looks really cool. The lace, it's like almost like a joke, but it's not. But there's actually like history behind it. I don't. It's cool. I want to get a pair.
So do I.
Wear these.
Yeah, I don't know when they drop or any like release info, but it's definitely a cool shoe, and I like the model. The model looks really sick. Doesn't say anything, does it?
August 16th. Looks like they.
I guess they came out. Look them up. See if they're on. Yeah, I'm curious. So I remember seeing
about this next one here while I'm looking.
Oh, these are so cool. So Ronnie Fieg just teased his upcoming Kith and ASICS GEL-Kayano 12.1. This is I think only the third colorway we've seen of this model. So the other two was it may have been an MSG themed, but it sort of had, or no, I think it was Nick's. So it had sort of the orange, blue, and white colorway, and then the other was just sort of an all cream and white. This pair I think looks almost better than the others. It's all sort of white midsole with this just teal sort of TPU overlays on the upper. I think these are just stunning. I like these a lot. I would rock all day, baby. So I don't know if we have much info on it, but this silhouette's just cool, man. I think it looks really good.
Yeah. I was just looking up the Kahanas. They're not on StockX. They're only on GOAT, and it looks like GOAT has some pairs. They're all 323. So it was an exclusive release in China only, so a little on the expensive side, but cool.
Honestly, like for 323, getting essentially it's like a budget-friendly version of the Salehi New Balance. And those are like 1,000, and these are only 300.
Only released August 16th in China at the ASICS Chengdu store, CHENGDU store. So wider release has not been announced. So maybe they release them wider.
Maybe. That's a cool. That'd be a cool sneaker to pick up if you're looking for something like that, though. Especially for the price.
And then these ASICs are gas, dude.
I love
These are so sick. These are like the X-rays, New Balance X-ray.
It's like that seafoam green.
The mesh looks so good. The whole shoe is mesh, but then there's the translucent panels. Like, I need these for sure. I definitely need at least one pair of these, because these will become the new dailies.
100%.
I gotta retire the Hell Studios. They're getting too cooked.
Which one? The original?
The brown pair. They're getting to the point where they're getting, like, they look super clean still.
Yeah.
I wear them every single day. They're getting to the point where it's like, it's a $500 shoe. Like, I cannot get any more of them, and I want to keep it for a long time. So I think I needed to just put them back in the box.
Yeah.
And pull something else out. So maybe I'll make a fun little video about that, about how it's the most worn pair, and I'm gonna finally retire them, because
that would be actually. I would love that, because you have.
I think I'm gonna do that.
Have you wore the Glacier pair like a lot? The white pair?
See, I fucked up. I kind of, excuse my language, but big time, where it was like I wore them to the dog park in the spring and they got super, super muddy. And now I tried to clean them out, and they kind of have like a darker tint to them. So they're they're like clean, they're still dirty. So it's kind of a beater as well, like the midsole and stuff that's a lot less worn down. But
I would really like to see a video of just you diving into the house studio and being like, just showing the audience how the shoe wears. Because I wear mine, but not near as much as you wear yours, and I actually need to wear mine
looks
more.
like the day I got it. I'm not even kidding. I think it would be fun to retire them and just beat something else up. Like, it's the one shoe that I could wear for unlimited amount of steps in a day, unlimited everything. Never get tired of them.
Mine are
they're
still
just so comfortable.
Decent. Like, I wear them a decent amount, but not near as much. I would love to see how they wore
This could be one that I could see cycle in.
It's an easy colorway too. Like, it's
not watching the YouTube and you're just listening. Go to the YouTube and subscribe, and then go look at the shoe, because this shoe is
money.
It's sick, dude. This is like the Earl's collection, like one of those that's like, these speak to me.
Mm-hmm. And at the same time, like, it looks like it could just be a GR. It's not like super crazy. It's very subtle, and that's what I like.
Giving me the hat designer in me is starting to think a little.
Okay. That would be sick.
I got some more samples coming. Did I hit you up about this last drop?
I don't think so.
Okay. If not, I'll get you at some point. But we got a couple more suedes dropping, and then I have a bunch more suede samples coming in, and then we have some crazy embroidered ones.
Yeah.
And then now it's like we're ramping up to a point in the design that it's hard to go backwards. So I kind of want to get some crazy stuff in the works. Like,
yeah, why not?
Stuff that he has not done yet. So
that would
some
be
elements
sick
on this that are kind of
getting ideas.
All right. Kith, more Kith stuff, or Kith adjacent.
Yeah. Is it those Converse?
Yep. Converse Chuck Lows, fall 2024 monogram patterns.
Pretty cool. I've always wanted a pair of Kith Converse because I just love the little Kith logo they do on the side of the vulcanized midsole. I just think it's just a sick pop. I'm not a big like Converse low top guy. I've just never had a pair, but I think these look cool. They're all like leather upper with just stamped in sort of different Kith logos. I think they're sick. Nothing wrong with them.
Bad. It's definitely not my style
at
all.
If it was a high top, I'd probably try for them. But yeah, the low top, it's not for me. That cream pair is sick.
They're unique.
I like
photos. They always kill the photos, man.
It's insane.
Shout out, not trying to start any beef or anything, but good old Tyler just hates when people will do his photo style, man.
Well, like, are these even him? I don't know if I
think these are Gran, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm pretty sure they are too.
Yeah, he posted another thing on his story that was like
so dramatic.
Steal your ideas, and I can't even remember what it was, but it was like, steal their ideas. Like, I'm fine with people stealing my ideas, but give credit or something like that. And I was like, I sent it to you. I'm like, this dude.
It's just so, I don't know. It's too petty for me, man. I get petty a lot, but you know.
You could rip my stuff word for word. I've had people do that on videos. Word for word. And laugh about it. No, I'm like friends with the guy. Like, literally word for word videos, same exact everything.
I have people that send me other sneaker reviews that are very, very similar to mine. And they're like, yo, this guy's knocking your style. And I'm like, oh, that's crazy. And they're like, you're not pissed? And I'm like,
I mean, you can even look at ours, like me and you. Like,
it's all similar.
I literally was like, Seth, you got to start using this font. Like, it'll look better. We use the same font. Like, we have pretty similar, like,
it's easy
look to it. Instead of me just knocking you all the time, or like get pissed about it. Like, no, let's start a podcast, bro.
Like, use a different font.
Yeah, dude, I don't know, but yeah, I don't need to go down that rabbit hole. I just thought that was funny. Company, not a huge fan of recently. ALD teases New Balance 997 collaboration for their fall.
I love them, dude. I want to see more. They are mainly the pair on the right, so it looks almost identical to the, what were they called? I think it was like the yellow tongue and pink tongue or whatever, New Balance 997s from 2019. This looks like it could be one of those. It's just hard to tell, of course, with the draped pants, but this pair is definitely new. It's like olive, burgundy, yellow tongue. Like, that was such a cool era for New Balance when ALD did that. I think it was one of their first collaborations they did with the brand. So excited to see them bring something similar back. And the 997 is a sneaker that I've always wanted to try. I think my first New Balance was the 997H, which is like their sort of, I don't even know what you would consider it, like a budget-friendly version of the 997 where it's not made in USA. It has more of just a foam midsole, so it's nothing crazy. But ever since I had those, I'm like, I want the made in USA 997 now. And then, of course, they discontinued them for a while. So these look sick. There's another link below it that shows the original pair that I'm referencing. Maybe you've seen them before. Like, they're definitely a little more colorful, but
very 574-esque.
Yeah. There's just something about that full gray base with like the multicolor sort of on the upper, like a little bit higher up.
It's like the classic gray New Balance, but then they're like, we're branching out a little bit and putting some color in half of it.
Yeah. I just think they're cool. And that's been a pair that I've wanted for a long time now. So hopefully we'll get something similar.
But I really like them. So.
Yeah. I'm excited. What is next?
Shox.
Shox. Dude, I don't know what I had to add these in here. This one popped up on I think it was my Instagram Explore page the other day. And sorry, I could only find a HypeBeast link. Don't kill me. I did sign up for a HypeBeast account, by the way, so now I can cycle through them, but it's just such an annoying step.
I've refused to.
I know. But this one is the Shox R4 designed by Korea, sort of a Korean inspired version of the Shox. Something about this
these are pretty cool.
Like, it's just really unique looking. It's super like retro vibes, red, white, and blue, cream, gray. They just look like a straight up vintage pair from, I don't even know when these came out. What, 2000?
Back leather.
Yeah, it's just a unique pair. I think they're sick. Would I wear them? I doubt it, but you know, if I somehow got a pair, I kind of want to rock them. Did Kendrick bring back the Shox?
They sure are cool looking.
I feel like you could pull off the Shox. That's a very Charlie colorway too.
What is this?
That's cool. Fool's Paradise.
Yeah, that's cool. I don't mind it.
Just had to throw it in there.
I know did you just post a video of the Jae 2s today, right?
I did, yeah.
Jae 2 Nightmare colorway coming out.
Jae 2 Nightmare
colorway, right?
Yeah, I believe so. It's an interesting looking shoe. Of course, it's on HypeBeast too. No one else posted it, but yeah, the Jae 2 is interesting. I'm getting a ton of negative comments on it. I haven't gone through and responded to any of them or checked it recently, but like one of the first comments was from Deadstock Anatomies, the boy. He said, I was all for it when they used Kobe's to inspire the Sabrina shoes, but now it just sort of feels like they're giving everyone on Nike their own version of like a Kobe shoe, but different quality or different tiers of quality. And I didn't really think about it that way until I read his comment, and I was like, it kind of does feel like that because they're all just kind of the same design ethos. Like nothing's standing out outside of the KDs. The KDs look pretty good. They're a little different, but
I think it's just I think about this a lot with the Adidas line too.
Mm-hmm.
They're shining stars in both basketball lines, Nike and Adidas. If you line them up and you did like a jump cut between all of them, you'd be like, oh, all these Adidas shoes look pretty similar. All the Adidas basketball shoes.
For sure.
You'd say the exact same thing about all the Nike basketball shoes, all the low tops at least. I think it's, and I don't know if we're peaking in basketball shoe performance where this is like the ideal model that people like. It works
Maybe
the best, like
yeah,
construction wise. Like maybe this is it. Like we can't go any farther. It's like iPhones, like they get marginally better every year instead of like way better every year like they used to, just because we're kind of peaking on it. But yeah, they look just like Kobe. They look just like a Sabrina. They look just like a LeBron 20. The back heel does. They look like a Jaw 1 even. I mean, they're very similar. I mean, there's a lot of the same shoe into one shoe. So
it's just a weird time, man. I would be curious to like actually sit down with one of the designers and just be like, what, like, is this it? Is this as good as we're gonna get? What are y'all doing? But I don't know. It's just odd time in footwear. But that's all.
And then wrapping it up, another basketball shoe, AE1.
Slime green, baby. These are tight.
I think end of this month. Let me look.
I like those a lot.
Not end of this month, middle of next month. I thought I saw it on the Chiefs website. Sometimes they load up and then they pull them.
Yeah.
September 21st.
So not bad. Not too far away.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly a month from when we're recording this. So yeah,
they're
I think
cool.
I think those are
going to start doing more with the colorways of AE1s.
Same.
We've seen a lot of different colors. I was really liking the line that they were going with the All-Stars with the iridescent. I was liking what they've done with the USAs or the unofficial USA Olympic pair where it's like red underneath and blue on top.
Mm-hmm.
Different stuff like that. I think it's pretty cool. I'd like to see more of that. So just solid colors, but
it's banging.
There you go.
I need it. Yep. I know a lot of people want them.
Collecting all the A1s, every pair.
You gotta, dude. You gotta. But no, that's pretty much it for today. Thank you everybody for listening as always, and we'll catch you next week.
Peace.
Peace out.